RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. You know, I'm your host for this Sunday morning, Pascal, the New England representative, and as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, man, what it do? It's LB Lauderdale Boss, aka Shuttleworth the God, the GOAT artist, the Soul Wars creator, RingGangRadio.com in the building.
Yes,
hold on,
sir.
I got 15 more aliases because ain't no one else in this motherfucker.
Yes,
we taking it back to the dynamic duo days, nigga. This some 2018 shit, my nigga.
Word up, you know, and although you know the others may come on later, you know, but it's like, you know what, you know, we gotta get we gotta get rolling on this, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah,
you know, the show must go on, you know. One missed hand wrap doesn't stop no show.
Facts. Real talk, you know. So yeah, man, we got some stuff we want to talk about, obviously, for this coming week, like the biggest event, obviously, you know, being obviously Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. But before we talk about that,
another big event. And trust me, I apologize for interjecting. It's just boxing in the month of November has been fucking trash. So it's like all the hopes and dreams of November boxing is on the shoulders of damn two retired motherfuckers and then two prospects. So two has-beens and two never were yets. Boxing is rested on their fucking shoulders for the final weekend of November. So yeah, both these cards need to come out good because I'm just disgusted the way boxing was this whole November.
Yeah, I mean, like October, you know, it picked October. We had, you know, fight of the years, including the leading fight of the year, obviously, and then we go from November, which went from like yay to nay.
Nah, that's just not even mid, yo. The first mid card we got was the PBC card last night.
Yeah.
It honestly, normally that would be a garbage card, but when you look at how bad the Haney card was, and then the shit before that, then
especially the PBC heavyweight card, like
that shit was awful. So
that shit was trash, you know.
When you factor in all of that, the FS1 card last night was pretty decent.
Yeah, it was. You know, and that's just us, like, you know, saying, well, you know, it's not total trash to get my attention. So, you know, but it wasn't anything special, but you know, it was watchable.
Yeah, I needed some type of boxing to watch, so fuck it, I just had to do it. But we had to get all that shit out the way so we could get to one of the most anticipated heavyweight matchups. Yeah, because we've been waiting for like 2 years or a year for Joyce Dubois.
Yeah, no, pretty much, and then, you know, Daniel Dubois and Joyce. Now, for obviously Daniel Dubois, you know, he's still young, you know, he's still in his 20s or whatever. I believe he's still in his 20s. He's definitely not old. Let me just do a quick check on his age really quick. Oh, yeah, he's 23, yeah. So he's definitely like, dude is basically at the point right now. He's at the perfect part of his career right now. Joyce, however, is not. Joe Joyce, I mean, he was a late starter, and on top of all, like, he also competed in the World Series of Boxing stuff. So basically, he only made his debut like 3 years ago, and he's 35 years old. You know, so to call him a prospect is like he's an advanced prospect right now, because it's like time is not on his side. Even though heavyweight division is not the most progressive division, and it's not a division that really gets rid of older fighters too well. 35 though is still it's still getting there. Like, you gotta make some moves. Like, you don't have unless you're fighting like three times
at 35, you looking at maybe 2 or 3 years left on your career.
Yeah, different. Like, I mean, right now, dude is, if he's in his prime, he's probably nearing the tail end of his prime, his physical prime. But it's just like, it's now or never for him, and this is his actual step up fight. No, excuse me, let me dial that back. It's not a step up fight. He does have a win against a former heavyweight champion, Romain Stavern, and even then, wasn't the most.
That wasn't a step up fight though.
I mean, it was Stavern. I mean, honestly, I thought Stavern was scoring upset because dude was landing counters on that dude. Like he was
countering dude, sure, but it wasn't a step up fight because Stavern was looked at as a credible name opponent to give him some rounds, some work. It wasn't no true. I feel like Dubois is really the first person he's fighting that's going to want to win as bad as he does.
Yeah, like
that's the definition of a step up fight.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Joe Joyce is 11-0 with 10 knockouts. His only fight that he actually went the distance was against Brian B.Y. Jennings, and that was, it was an okay fight. But like I said, BY takes him the distance or whatever. But it's now never for him because it's like if you don't step up fight, you're basically gonna be staying domestic level for a while, and you don't really want to do that when the heavyweight division is pretty much it's getting to the point where it's starting to even out a little bit, so to speak. So you have Daniel Dubois, who's 23, who's already 15-0, 14 knockouts and everything like that. Like, dude is like, he's going to the moon right now. So, someone has to be a star. Like, we don't get a lot of prospect versus prospect fights at heavyweight. Like, usually at heavyweight, they either marinate for too long, like a Wilder, or, that's basically about it. Like, things don't move the way they need to. So the fact that we have prospects at the right time in the careers that are fighting is good, especially I know the UK. UK is definitely like okay.
But I'll give the UK credit; they do a better job of matching their undefeated prospects.
They do.
I think they get them at the right moment where because they try to decide, okay, who's the one we're going to push to the world. Because if you remember, Joshua White was like the same type of shit.
Yeah, it was. They were both.
Of course, Joshua had more of the stimulus, but. White was no slouch himself.
Right.
This fight probably seems a little more even as far as status, notoriety in the division and shit. But it's a good matchup.
Yeah, skill wise, obviously, if you look at skill wise, Dubois probably has it over Joyce. But Joyce though is not
much though, man.
But yeah, Joyce is not a dude to be to be dissuaded. Like, dude will walk through your shots. Yeah,
because this thing is like Joyce is like, what do you call himself, Colossus?
Yeah, Colossus.
He can fight like it.
Yeah, he does. Like, dude. It's hard to dissuade this guy. Like, that's probably his biggest strength, his chin. Like, I've yet to see this dude be bothered by punches. Like, even when he was eating like clean punches, clean counts from Stavern.
Yeah, cause no, say what you want about Stavern. Stavern could crack.
Yeah, exactly. Dude was just walking forward. Yeah,
cause Stavern, one of those guys. He's a counter puncher, but he's like a pure counter puncher. He's not gonna really box you and have a work rate like that, but he's trying to set you up for like perfect shots.
Yeah, and he landed several. Yeah, several. Things. So it's like, it's gonna be interesting to see whether or not if Dubois has like the stamina to actually take that type of pressure. Because Joe Joyce is a big dude. He's 6'6", and he weighs somewhere between 250 and 270, give or take. He goes up and down them scales a lot.
But he never looks like ripped or nothing. He's more like a golem. Like he's never like you see how like the Klitschko brothers, they used to look like, especially Vladimir. He would look like ripped. You'd even see some of the other boxers of that stature, that size. Be more muscular, toned up looking. Like Joyce is just like, he's there. He almost has the body of a power lifter.
Exactly.
And he just like, the skills are decent. I said the skills are around the same level because the ball be like a little sloppy to me. But I think Dubois has a little more natural talent than Joyce.
Yeah, so do I too. And it's like, and plus
Okay.
too, plus the thing is like also the age thing, because like I said, Joyce is probably getting again an age where learning new shit, learning putting nuances in his repertoire is probably not going to happen. Like I mean, honestly, like I don't see this dude, learn how to move his head more, or
That's a training thing, and like it depends on who's gonna come in his life and make him, who's really gonna compel him to do that shit.
Right.
And at that age, it's harder to do. Like,
right, especially when his physical characteristics have already carried him far.
Yeah, but it's still early because look, what 11 fights?
Yeah,
this ain't Wilder here. and even then, and I'm not gonna digress, but I don't even think it's too late for Wilder either. It comes down to, it's a mental thing. Do you want to improve?
Right. Or
you see somebody slip a jab or 3 jabs in a row, does that look cool to you where you're like, damn, I want to be able to do that?
Exactly.
If you don't feel that way, then you probably not going to want to improve. That's why a lot of times it comes down to like the people who really, really love boxing, they're the ones who dedicate extra time to tweak that shit, not the ones who just do it just to look, just do it because they're good at it.
Right, and in this particular case, I see Joyce at 35. Either it's probably fine to get a title and to get money. Like at this particular point, it's just, every boxer wants to get money, but some way, I don't think. They're not going to marinate him any longer because he doesn't have the time. Dubois has the time, but I think right now for Dubois, like if he actually wants to be like the leader of the next generation of heavies, this will be a perfect opponent to start with.
Hell yeah, it's a great opponent. It's like because right now, if we say the leaders of the new school or the young generation, it gotta be Teofimo Lopez. And I'm saying that as boxing as a whole, because he's the youngest, first person to really take on and really call out a challenge and
someone who's perceived as an elite fighter and win decisively.
Yes, he steered his career toward that direction. He didn't steer it toward the career mode direction. He steered it toward that direction. So when you look at Dubois, he's in the heavyweights. He has the opportunity to do that. He's at the age where he's young. He could improve, but he has to take the gamble. If he beats Joyce, he has to go. He has to keep going.
Right. You can't just beat Joyce and then all of a sudden,
and then 2 years later, you do a Ryan Garcia, Jason Sosa,
or not even that, because this is England,
not Jason, but it was Jason Velez, right?
No, you're facing somebody who's similar to fucking Audley Harrison, or fighting some English heavyweight jobber that's like 8-23 with two draws, nigga.
Yeah, like we don't need you to get past one level and then stagnate.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit, he joined us.
He's back.
Yeah, I was my bad. I was asleep. I just woke up. I overslept.
Word. He had a night out, most likely. He was doing something he shouldn't have been doing.
Nigga, I never do nothing I shouldn't be doing.
Hold on, who gonna play the Here Comes New Challenger music? Nigga, Jan, what you just watched the fucking damn, fucking shouldn't be drinking this early. I can't even set up my zinger, nigga.
I just drank coffee.
Damn, Pat, you was supposed to bat me up and come through and crush buildings or some shit.
Good joke, nigga, not mine.
Nigga, that was an alley-oop. I'm saying, like, this nigga yawning. I was like, hold on. He must have just finished watching rewatching Devin Haney Gamboa or something,
Or that PPC heavyweight header.
He said the heavyweight triple header.
Well, the drizzling shit is what that was.
Absolutely. But we were just talking about Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce, man. Because obviously that's a significant heavyweight among the prospects. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it is. And I'm looking forward to it finally, because like we've been advertised that forever and a day ago, and we're finally getting it. So.
Yeah, and then and me and Evan were talking about how it's now or never for Joe Joyce. He's 35, and
I gotta be honest. I just don't see it in Joe Joyce. I was like, I think that he's gonna be a stepping stone for Dubois. So straight up.
I don't know, more like a stepping wall. that moves and throws punches. Nigga. I don't know. Like, this is a big stepping stone.
Yeah, because like one thing for Joe Joyce though, he doesn't get swayed by power. Like, dude will eat some shots and keep moving forward. So it'll be depending on how many shots can he actually take over 12 rounds. I believe it is a 12-round fight. Will Dubois get tired?
The winner could get Usyk.
What's that?
Doesn't the winner get Usyk?
I don't think
no. The winner doesn't get Usyk. I think because Dubois is actually second in line in the WBO rankings after Usyk.
He's really that high up.
Usyk's the mandatory. Dubois is second in line.
Damn, he's really that high up.
Yes, he's been there for.
I heard something about like if certain fights don't happen and Dubois wins, like, or they'll roll the dice on him and Usyk.
Well, I mean, is it
Joshua fight or whatever?
Yeah. Isn't Dubois? Isn't he a Frank Warren fighter? Is he with Frank Warren?
I believe so.
Well, that explains why he's so high up in the WBO rankings, because they love Frank Warren like they love Bob Arum.
Each country got to have it.
Yeah, because pretty much now if Dubois wins, obviously he's either going to be one or two. But then he'd only get a shot. If, let's say Joshua decides, you know what, I don't want this WBO belt anymore. Then Usyk and Dubois would fight for it.
Yes,
and that's still a good fight.
Yeah, and a fight that Usyk may not even win.
That's what makes it good. All that boxing safe neutralizing you style shit might get you knocked out.
Yeah, because Joe Joyce is not ranked high on any. He's not ranked high in any of the sanctioned bodies. He's only on 2 of them, and he's like low. He's like 11 for WBC and 11 for WBO. So he's not. Even
then, I wouldn't mind watching Joyce and Usyk either.
It happened before. It happened in the World Series of Boxing.
Oh, yeah.
And Usyk pretty much, I think, beat the crap out of him. So it's like, which is interesting, if you're, it's like.
Yeah, but to see it run back at this level, heavyweight, more experience, bigger.
Yeah, because Joe Joyce, he was big, but he wasn't as big. I think because he had that amateur look. He was a lot leaner.
That was a minute ago. Like Joyce, it's like his frame kind of filled out more.
Yeah, he was probably like maybe 220, 230 or something like that, and Usyk pretty much picked him apart. So it might be a little bit different.
That's when Usyk was letting his hands go.
Yeah.
He might see a bigger dude now and be like, "Fuck it, okay, peck, Chris Bird imitation jab. Let me move." So fuck all this. We don't hype these niggas up. It's 2 punchers. One's more, I guess, a boxer puncher. The other one's more
a puncher,
pressure puncher.
Pressure fighter. Yeah.
There's so many variations. One guy chin seems like it's the business. The other guy chin seems like it's cool. Mm-hmm. When it comes down to it, like, what's your predictions?
Honestly, I think it's gonna go the distance. I honestly think Dubois is going to beat Joyce by a 12-round decision. It's gonna be unanimous. And that's just me just saying, because I do think Joyce's chin is solid enough. He's taking.
You hit that shit.
Well, I was gonna say it should be solid with how hittable he is. There's way too many punches. So
He does.
if you're gonna take that many punches, you better have a chin to go with it. So,
Yeah, and he hasn't gone down yet, or even really wobbled.
But see, we don't know how many punches. We don't know the meter. We don't know what's left on his meter for his chin, because
Yeah,
everybody has a meter on their chin.
except Oliver McCall. I always have to say
Yeah,
that.
his was like tied to his mental capacity and his emotions and shit. Like,
Yeah, but yeah, no, I do think Joyce's chin is sturdy enough to withstand Dubois' power for 12 rounds. But I do think that Dubois will he'll outbox him and outwork him. So I don't see a knockout in this fight.
all right, so you see a decision with like unanimous
Decision.
scores.
I'd say maybe a good 116, 112.
my sentiments exactly.
116, 112.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Damn, low key, I can see Dubois knocking dude out though.
If he knocks him out, I think it'll be late. I think it'll be a late knockout.
Now, if he pulls him away early, I'll be super impressed because that's like the series.
Very true.
Yeah, I don't.
If we get a knockout, regardless, I'm gonna be impressed.
Yeah, but an early knockout tells me that Dubois is not playing anymore, and he's he should he really hopefully does not go back into English heavyweight jobber mode. So
The last promising new kid on the block that got an early knockout, early significant knockout, you had people calling it a lucky punch. So I mean, I don't know.
this nigga.
I mean, so you had people like Lomachenko calling Lopez Cole punch lucky, and I'm just saying. So we looking at what, 2 decisions? King P 116, 112.
Yeah, King P agreed with me with the 116, 112.
All right, I'm gonna just say knockout.
Look at this nigga trying to be the different nigga.
I mean, shit, if Dubois win, he win. I mean, I'm still right. It's not a right. You know what I mean? That's how it's 2 rights in boxing. Got right. Just like if you pick the guy and he's the winner, but everybody know he was robbed, you're wrong, right? Like,
No.
but y'all know it. I won a bet with them. I told niggas Forrest was gonna beat the shit out of Cote, and I had to go to the gym after that. Yeah, just say I ain't had the best of days.
Yeah,
But you were still right. It's just wrong.
Yeah, I was still right, but everybody kept telling me shut the fuck up. Cause you know that wrong.
but I'm just hoping though it's not. I mean, it shouldn't be a garbage fight. I mean, because these two, they do come to punch or whatever. And I just hope that, because like I said, we need more clarification in heavyweight division and also among these younger fighters. And although I won't call Joyce young because
He's young in the game, so
he's young in the game.
It's all good. People know what we saying. We talking about, but yeah. Hopefully we get a good fight. This gonna be what the Zone?
Yeah, it's gonna be on the Zone. Oh, no, not the Zone. Excuse me, ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus. Yeah, ESPN picked it up on what time? What Saturday? Afternoon?
It's gonna be afternoon. I don't know the exact time yet, but it's England, so it's always gonna be afternoon.
Okay, around 2 or 3 o'clock. So all right, yep. So y'all make sure y'all check that out.